Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. Bitcoin closed up 3% on yesterday's closed candle, which is impressive, not to mention the fact that it also closed above overhead resistance. Now, for all of you that are going to be raging in the comments about me being wrong, I'm not wrong. This thing is called a bull flag. I've told you from the beginning that the expected outcome is for the price to eventually break to the outside and then bounce back down to previously broken resistance, which confirms it as support, and then it goes up higher. I told you as well that my plan, or not my plan, but at least the month close, I have a target of 8% for Bitcoin. So I'm happy that the price is going up. I have no problems whatsoever. Now, a couple of interesting things about price action right now in regards to the TBO and this bull flag. For one, the price did wick above overhead resistance, which is cool. It wicked also into TBO resistance right here. Now, this isn't such a big deal because we've just witnessed an amazing close for the day. But it is interesting to me, at least, that we didn't see the price of Bitcoin close above overhead resistance, but it just wicked. And this is still lining up with, and I know you're going to hate me for saying this, I'm not trying to just always say the bullish stuff that I see, but I can't help but notice that we have these sequentially lower highs. So I'm not saying this is the end of the world. I'm not saying this is terrible. What would change things a lot for me is to see the price of Bitcoin break above this resistance level here, which is at 110K, which from the current price is an increase of only 1.45%. It should be pretty easy for Bitcoin to do. Now, one positive thing I will say is that usually when we get an upper wick like this, it shows the market that, wow, you did that? Well, you could probably do that again. These upper wicks are usually a really positive sign, and the fact that we closed above resistance is positive. Again, I'm very much all on board for Bitcoin going higher long term. Now, a couple of things to other things to pay attention to. Volume exceeded the daily moving average here from the TBD base to quote currency converter, which is awesome. So it just barely went above. It exceeded what we saw back over here last week on Wednesday, but we're not seeing like an amazing burst of volume. Again, the long-term trend of volume is still super duper down. It doesn't mean that it'll always be that way, but it's super clear to me that the trend for volume is still down. Now, on-balance volume is slowly creeping higher. The moving average is pointing up. The blue jagged line representing on-balance volume is above the level, which is bullish. RSI is now heading back up to 70, like overbought levels. But again, the thing I'm watching for now is, well, what's price actually going to do today? Now, something else that's really, really interesting about this is that on the 4-hour time frame, let me hide the TBO just so we can see this clearly. It's wild to me that the price actually retraced back down to previously broken resistance, claiming it as support. Now, this is the 4-hour time frame. It's not as strong. On the 30-minute time frame, it actually wicked right down to it and bounced off of it, which is pretty cool. But again, we really want to wait for stronger confirmation on the daily time frame. So first off, congrats. This is an amazing move for BTC. I'm excited about what's in store next. Now, of course, Bitcoin has had a positive impact on everything else. Ethereum closed up 6.88%. Again, according to the multiple factor effect, we know that alts are going to outdo whatever Bitcoin does to an exaggerated degree, to a multiple factor effect, right? So Bitcoin closing up 3%, Ethereum closing up more than 2 times that. I'm not surprised. But the best thing about Ethereum right now is that the price is back above overhead resistance, which is great. Not overhead resistance, excuse me. The TBO Cloud, which is a really good sign. Again, the last time we saw this happen was back over here, and we saw a nice push up from 25.46 up to 28.80. It's cool. Now, is the TBO Slow line doing anything different? It actually is. And it literally started because of yesterday's move. So we've seen a really strong downward trend. And now the angle is not as dramatic. It's kind of bottoming out. And again, being very, very liberal here with my words, it's very, 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 very slightly going up. Like it's not that big a deal yet. The total market cap is above the cloud, which is positive. It's good. I'm liking this. Volume exceeded the moving average yesterday. That's good. On the 4-hour, no other big news to share. On the weekly, no other news to share here. Again, the weekly candle is still in process. We have 4 days left. Now, Bitcoin dominance is more important to me right now. Bitcoin dominance closed down 0.35% yesterday. So while that will feel like a little bit of a ding, I guess, on Bitcoin accumulation, to be honest, alts have been hurting for a pullback. Now, we're not seeing anything to trigger an amazing alt run rally. We had an amazing 1-day move, a 1-day bounce. What I'm really waiting for is one of these blue dots right here, or actually, it's going to be one of these TBT bearish divergence, or it's going to be, well, rather, it's going to be followed by a TBO Close long, that blue diamond. I don't see anything like that forming yet. But when that does, we're going to see Bitcoin dominance plummet, and that means alts or others dominance is going to pump. Now, interesting update here. Others dominance printed a second TBT bullish divergence signal. This is a pro tier indicator that's available in the Better Traders Club. And the purpose of this is to identify when there is bullish or bearish hidden divergence. And this is not only looking at price and RSI. It's looking at volume. It's using trigonometry as well to figure all this stuff out. I'm not kidding. It's insane. So the one thing that I have against these signals, the one caveat, is that the slow line is still pointing down. Now, if the slow line all of a sudden starts to flatten out and we get more of these, then I'm going to be way more excited. This is still a good sign. And if we see more of these printed, or better yet, a cluster being printed, that will be amazing for others' dominance. Stablecoin dominance. This one closed down 3%, which is a really good move for alts. One thing that we want to watch is this channel. Now, again, talking about bull flags and bear flags, to be honest, this is a bear flag. Even though we're making higher lows and higher highs, this is a bear flag, which means that the expected outcome for this is to break support, retest, and then go lower. It's the inverse of our bull flag expectations here. So if we don't see a big pullback to 97K, which I am totally fine with, I've said this over and over, and that means that we won't see a huge increase in stablecoin dominance, but rather we will see stablecoin dominance fall and break below support, which will be fantastic, and better yet, print an open short, or even better, breakdowns, which is what we really want to see. Note the timing of these TBO breakdowns, November. This is after the election pump. And this gave us confidence to know that, wow, stablecoin dominance is dropping, and it's going to drop even more. It actually dropped by 23% over 26 days, which is incredible. And that's what we want to see. Now, a lot of people are really excited about what's happening right now with this big pump, and it is exciting. But we need to be careful. I know you don't want me to say this. I know you just want me to be bull posting like everyone else is right now. But we need to be cautious and careful. We don't have 3 days closed above this trend line to call it good. So I'm not saying short the market. I am saying just hold up there, ease up on the FOMO. Now, one other positive thing I will say before I look at today's picks and share some other stuff with you, one positive thing is that the TBO slow line on the daily time frame is slowly starting to move up, but it's not curling up wildly. But this is a good sign. Trust me, I want to see the price go up just as much as you, because when Bitcoin goes up, we know that everything else goes higher. Now, one awesome thing that I want to share with you too is you might remember this. The stop loss hunting alert that triggered 2 days ago at 10:30 p.m., it is still valid, just so you know. So over here on the 30-minute time frame, you can see this red bar right here. I want you to understand that the stop loss hunting alert does not always mean that the price goes lower. Sometimes it means the price dramatically shoots up. It just lets us know when there's going to be irrational, irregular volatility in either direction. Now, with that said, 80 to 90% of the time, price goes down, but doesn't mean that it's always going to go down. Just keep in mind that we still have this open window. We haven't had a recent one yet, which is really, really, really good. Another thing about volatility that makes this awesome is that we are trading the volatility all the time. This is actually the chart for Solana and our TBT signals, which are the free signals that are available over on AllTrading, which is the best third-party trading platform I've ever used. This one has closed 2 recent positions. They were both open on the 1st of July, right here and right here. So it's these positions right over here and right over here. And you can see they both took profit on the pump. The cool thing about this is that both of these bought more and more. They actually have, it says 3 out of 3 entries. That means that there was an entry, then a DCA1 and a DCA2. So this is actually using DCA to take profit at a lower price, take a nice quick 1% move, or basically 0.84% move, and call it a day, which is great. And this happens over and 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 over. Like, this is insane. It just keeps going and going and going. Now, if you want to learn how to do stuff like that and to leverage bot trading to take advantage of negative price action and selling on the bounce automatically, you have to go to thebettertraders.com. The link is in the description below. You want to check out 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. This is the course to start with because it starts with both automated and active trading strategies focusing on automated signals like the TBT signals, which are free on AllTrading, and then also active trading strategies that you can use with the TBO as well as with AB trading. I'm really excited for you to see the video that I have scheduled for this weekend on Sunday. You need to subscribe in order to get that and make sure to hit the bell notification so that way you get notified about it. But the video that I made, I was honestly surprised and shocked about the outcome because of this new thing that I shared in the Better Traders Club, the July watch list. And one of those tickers, actually, I don't want to say too much, but you're going to see it. Like, I literally didn't know it. I was preparing the video. This is the way I roll. I love to be surprised. But anyway, the July watch list is out. And you can get access to that, which includes trading pairs for AB trading, for swing trading, for DCA bots, and also some new listings to pay attention to. And you get access to that in the trader tier and in the pro tier above. So if you want access to just a little bit, start with the starter tier. You can be a crypto cheapo. You can get along just fine. If you want access to the better crypto signals, which are tried and tested, bear market approved DCA bot signals, that's in the signal tier. But really, the trader tier has everything that you really need. But if you want everything else, you can join the pro tier. So let's keep moving forward. We're going to talk about today's picks. Now, we saw some amazing price action recoveries. I have a lot of news to share with you in today's video. So again, like the video, share this video with others to help them understand how to navigate the crypto markets and how to understand how to just be successful and to become a better trader. Now, all these flags correlate to a specific indicator or a signal or some sort of setup that's happening. So this orange tag denotes a TBO Close short, which is an orange diamond that's part of the TBO indicator. This lets us know that the bearish trend, which is confirmed over here, our open short, could be coming to an end soon. Therefore, you might want to close out your short position and turn into a long position, or at least secure more profits if you're in profit. Now, the expected behavior of these, and I've said it before because we just talked about this 2 days ago. On Sunday, we saw one of these. So on Monday, we saw a retrace back to the TBO fast line. This right here is our entry. Now, an entry does not mean we take profit right there, we're good. No, this is like our new entry where we're looking to take profit a lot higher. One thing I don't like about this chart is that these symbols are really high above this dotted green line, which is TBO support. What I would much rather see are these 2 dots like right on top or right basically like between 5% and 1% above this level or even just below. But that's usually a lot better. It's a lot more comforting. But I will say, if we continue to see more of these orange dots, it will be a very, very, very positive sign for XRP. I'm still hesitant and cautious about what Bitcoin's doing right now, but this is a positive sign. Litecoin also printed a second one and had a really nice close yesterday of 4.91%. And it is also moving up towards its second line of resistance. Now, this is something that I have come up with called a resistance fan. And it's a fan because it's kind of fan shaped. So instead of it just being one level that we watch out for, we just have these micro levels that we're watching for breaks and pierces and stuff like that. So we've finished, we've closed above this one, it's done. Now we have this next resistance level here. But a positive thing that's happening with Litecoin that I really like, aside from the new closed short, which is good, just like XRP, is that we're putting in higher lows and higher highs, which is really good. So hopefully we'll see Litecoin continue to pump and push higher. Ethereum Classic, same story. Now, this one was much better. 5% above support is a really good sign. Just keep in mind, though, that the slow line here on the daily time frame is still pointing down a lot. However, if we zoom in, we can see it going like it's screeching to a halt. It's going like Arbitrum posted a second one as well. This one is really high, 23% above. But again, look at the slow line. It is starting to flatten out. If we see another one of these, it's going to be an extremely positive sign. Jupiter, this one printed another one. So notice all of these are doing the same thing. Saturday or Sunday prints a TBO Close short over the weekend. And we also get another one of these yesterday, which is great. Curve, this one does not have one on the daily time frame, but on the 4-hour time frame, you might remember this from Tuesday's video, maybe even Monday's video, I talked about this. But we see these happening on the 4-hour time frame, basically right at support. I love these setups. Now, if we're on the 4-hour time frame, this means that we are looking for a much tighter take profit target. We are not looking to take profit up at 100%. You can see like back over here, we had these two, which are reasonable, like 6% above support, sure. And we have a quick little move up of 14% and it's done. The time frame determines your take profit target. Let me say that again. Your time frame determines your take profit target. If you're using a faster time frame, you should have a much tighter take profit target. If you're using a slower, longer time frame, like the daily time frame, you can have a much greater take profit target. Does that make sense? Moving on, MORPHO has printed a third TBO Close short. MORPHO is a really, really low cap cryptocurrency. So I'm not saying like, oh yeah, this one's to the moon. But again, seeing 3 of these happen within the span of 8 days is a pretty interesting sign. This is a relatively new listing too. Relatively. I mean, it listed back over here in November. Great time to list. Good grief. But seeing these is pretty comforting, knowing that it's just been chopping for quite a while. So keep an eye on MORPHO. Now, these green tabs denote something bullish happening, either with the TBO or TBT divergence. So we have a TBT bullish divergence here for Cardano that closed up 7%. Now, this is not, I don't want to get you too excited. This is a great bullish reversal signal if the TBO slow line is flat or it's moving up with the price. Because this one's moving down, this is great. But it's just letting us know that the end is near for this downtrend, which I'm sure a lot of you are excited about, especially considering the fact that we have this support zone at about 51 cents, and we really don't want to see it go back down. So this is a nice sign to see, and it's actually the first TBT bullish divergence that we have seen since July 2024. Now, after this bullish divergence printed, we also saw the price fall about 17% before, of course, pumping up. Now, I don't really expect Cardano to pump up hundreds of percent again, but we'll see. Hype. This one is looking still bullish. And I've told you before, this one is great for trading. Yes, I'm aware that we have TBT bearish divergence signals. That pullback has happened. We had a bearish TBO close long. All this is letting us know. This is the inverse of that orange diamond. This is letting us know that our current open long, which was confirmed here on the 22nd of April at 18 bucks, if you haven't taken any profit out of your long position yet, consider doing so not here at the bottom, not here at the panic, but on the return to the fast line for 100%. So we're actually in the clear. The slow line continues to point up, which means that the bullish, or rather the macro trend is still strong bullish, which is good. One other thing to consider as well, I pointed this out with this and with Kaya, is that volume is looking pretty good here. We saw yesterday's volume exceeding Tuesday's. Now, not wildly so, but it's still a good reversal in volume. I expect hype to continue chopping sideways. So just understand, I'm not saying it's going to pump to the moon. It does have TBO resistance up here at about $43, but I think that it can eventually get up that direction. PP, everyone's favorite frog, Pepe Le Pew. This one printed a TBT bullish divergence signal yesterday with an 8% move. Now, let's see, is the slow line here pointing down? Yes, it is. So it's not like this is the most amazing bullish reversal signal ever, but again, similar to hype, this is the first one that we've seen since March 2025. Now, these ones were super duper early, but eventually they were right. So I'm not saying like, oh yeah, this is the definite bottom signal, but if we get more and more of these, I'll be paying way more attention. Gate token has printed a TBT bullish divergence cluster. See how the color is a little bit more green? It's a lot brighter, and it's also a different shape. This is done intentionally to help us identify and pay attention to a TBT divergence cluster, meaning that there's a lot of these happening in a really tight group or a really short amount of time in relation to where the previous one was printed. Now, this is actually pretty long, to be honest. It's 8 bars, but that's what the setting is for the TBT divergence cluster gap. It's 8 bars. So it is interesting. This one is still massively oversold. It got super just dumped up here from 22 bucks down here to 15, but now it actually might be starting its reversal, which is pretty interesting. Especially you can see it happening here with on-balance volume. The moving average isn't flattening out yet, but you can see that on-balance volume appears to have bottomed. And once we see the blue dragon line cross above, that will be a really good sign of the reversal, the beginning of a reversal. Celestia printed a second TBT bullish divergence signal. Now, this is interesting. We got our Sunday one and we have our Wednesday one, which is great. And the move yesterday was great. 16% for Celestia is huge. Now, is the price above the cloud? Nope. Is it even inside the cloud? Nope. Did it close inside? Nope. Is the slow line point? Yep. So it's not a bullish chart yet. I really want it to be. We can see that there is bullish momentum building for RSI here on the daily time frame. We can see that volume exceeded the moving average. These are both good things. But the macro trend, even with on-balance volume, is bearish. It's down. Hex, believe it or not, printed a TBT bullish divergence signal yesterday after closing 6%. Now, this is not the last one. The last one that we've seen was printed back over here on April 11th before we saw Hex rally up 100%. Not saying it's going to happen again, but it is worth keeping an eye on. Now, a couple of other updates here. This video is getting way too long. If you guys like these long videos, you better leave the likes. You better pump the likes up on this. Now, again, helping you out, trying to teach you how the TBO works. When we have these blue dots, the diamonds, TBO close long, it lets us know that the expected price action behavior is to retrace back to this thick green line, which is the TBO fast line. We saw one of these printed yesterday, Tuesday, 2 days ago. Yesterday's candle, we see a nice pump up 7% and a return to the fast line. Cool beans. Same thing here with SPX, same exact behavior. Now, this one is still chopping. I expect SPX to continue to chop sideways. It will not be bullish until it breaks above resistance, which is currently at $1.50. Now, 4 charts to keep an eye on. SUI. This is something I recently noticed and I'm a little bit terrified of, mostly for SUI community because I know a lot of you like it. It's literally dancing on the edge of a very big cliff. If it loses this support line and does not bounce from here, SUI is going to fall a lot farther. I know you don't want me to say that, but guys, I mean, look at on-balance volume, it's strong bearish. Look at volume, it's bearish. Look at the price action, it's bearish. Look at the weekly, it's hanging on by a thread. It really needs to pump in order to stay alive. Helium, this one printed another TBT bullish divergence signal, and it is still clinging to this area of support, which is wild. I am expecting helium to go up higher. WIF had a great close yesterday, up 16%-ish, and it is still yet to test and pierce overhead resistance. We only have one test. It's a really weak test, and a pierce. That's it. So still waiting on WIF to do its thing. And then Kaito, this one also has really short-term support. And it's amazing because yesterday it literally wicked right down to it. Now, if this level is broken, watch out on Kaito, okay? And again, if you're ready to start your journey toward becoming a better trader, go to thebettertraders.com, use the link down below, check out the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course, and definitely join me in the club. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.